Hi, Gemini. Let's talk about love. I have a new love spread that I worked on. um, it's like a 3-in-1 reading. I'm going to do a reading for the singles, one for people who are dating and in situationship kind of things, and one for coupled up Geminis. So I'm going to start out by pulling 3 energy cards, one for each group. And what this is going to do is it's going to kind of let you know ahead of time whether or not you need to stick around to hear the rest of the story. Okay? God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, thank you so much for our Gemini friends. We're looking to talk about romantic love today. Show us clearly for our single Geminis, what energy group will you be talking to? For our Gemini friends who are in casual relationships or just dating, show us clearly what is the energy group of them that you'll be talking to. And as far as coupled up Geminis go, what is the energy group that you'll be speaking to there? We thank you for clear and concise messages. We thank you for love, light, and prosperity. And we thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. Show us clearly the energy group for singles, casual daters, and coupled up Geminis. Okay, so if you're single Gemini, triumphant success. So this in this particular group, this is like the Ace of Swords, actually. This is John Holland's Psychic Tarot Oracle deck. And so the blue border is the same as the swords. So it's a sword energy, right? It's an air energy. So, and that's who you are, right? And so it's triumphant success. So you have had a lot of success finding your truth, cutting through all the gunk and figuring out who you are and what it is you want in life. And you're okay just where you are as a single Gemini, but you're open to a relationship. As a matter of fact, you've always thought you would like to have a soulmate person. Not that you need them, but you would like to have that in your life. But you've done a whole lot of internal work and you don't need anybody. As a matter of fact, you hadn't been dating in a while. So if you're a single Gemini and you fit in that category, this is likely your reading. If you've been casually dating, we've got triumph and we've got victory and success. This is the same as the Six of Wands. So this is somebody who, in this particular energy right here, not the Six of Wands, but in this energy right here, it's like you have climbed a battle, right? Climbed a battle. You have climbed a huge mountain and come to your own success with yourself. You went into the dating field as somebody who was already good in who you were, right? And possibly you feel like you found somebody. Possibly you feel like now, you're dating again. Maybe you feel like you found the one, or because it's this category, the casually dating, you're feeling like you're maneuvering this real well. You're feeling confident about where you are in your dating life, or and you possibly have had some really good dates. Possibly you have some really good options there. So this is not somebody who is in and out of relationships and deadgummit, can't figure out why they keep attracting the wrong person. This group of daters is not attracting the wrong people into their lives. Okay. And for committed, coupled up Geminis, we have suffering and silence. And this is actually the same as the Nine of Swords, which is unfounded worry. You worry about things that you don't need to be worrying about. You're an air sign, you're all in your head, right? But this also, in this energy right here, this person, I don't necessarily like this word suffering, because it's like she's taken a lot of steps to get up to where she is right there. She's been doing a lot of work. This is not gender specific. And she's looking for guidance in whatever this situation is that she finds herself right now. as a coupled up Gemini. And again, this is not gender specific. It is a general read though. So the way we're going to do this is I'm going to start with the singles, and I'm going to pull an oracle card, 3 tarot cards, and then the PS. We'll do that reading, and then I'll move on to the other 2 groups one at a time. So if somebody wants to do some time stamping, that would be fabulous. If not, you can take that little red slider down there and move on over to your group. You'll see the little picture in the bottom that'll kind of indicate when I get there. Okay, so for the oracle message for our single Geminis who've done a whole lot of work, show us clearly, what is your oracle message for our single Gemini friends? We thank you for love, light, prosperity, clarification, confirmation, and validation, and we thank you for clear and concise messages. Oh, wow. So the card is called Spark, but I want y'all to look at that. Look at that beautiful, the picture, the colors in the picture. There's hearts there. Some of them look like droplets of blood. It looks like she's like, there's a violin or something here, like she's playing her own music. Remember, I said this person has done a lot of work. They've gotten rid of a lot of gunk. This girl has gotten rid of a lot of gunk. She's playing her own music. There's been a lot of growth there, right? There's some transformation going on there with this butterfly. So there's been some transformation in her life. So let's see what the book actually says. It wasn't easy. This person, this Gemini person, has overcome a whole lot of stuff. It says you are a clear channel for divine creativity. There's a spark of creativity in you, and you have every reason to move forward with optimism and hope. Open yourself to inspiration and allow life to show you its beauty and your part in co-creating it. This is the perfect time to give birth to an idea, start a new relationship or job, or begin any endeavor. Attraction is high as you connect with others who can co-create joyous experiences and join with you in expressing the finer aspects of life. Watching a spark turn into a flame and stoking that fire is gratifying activity. Gemini, that's exciting. Okay, so it says that, you're really connected right now, and your creativity is at a high success rate, right? It's like, it's almost like you just have to think of what you want and it's going to be there. But it also talks about stoking a spark and turning it into a flame and stuff like that. So I feel like you're in for an adventure, right? If nothing else, let's say it like that. You're in for an adventure. But we're going to find out through the tarot what exactly are we saying here to this group of Gemini singles who've done a lot of work and found their truth, found their place in who they are, and now they're ready to get out and find their person. God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, show us the message for Gemini. Where do you see them now? Where are you wanting to bring them? And what is your advice? We thank you for clear and concise messages, love, light, and prosperity. And we thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. Okay, so you're starting out with the 7 of Pentacles. Again, this you've done your work. And now it's like Spirit saying, we saw you do your work, and now you're ready to reap your rewards. And apparently, they know where those rewards are. So where are they trying to bring you? To the 4 of Cups. So this is what they're trying to bring you right here, right? So they're not trying to bring you here where you focus on the past. But they're saying, with this card, we're going to go, let me just pull them all out. Your advice is strength. Okay. So what they're saying here, I'm sorry. I get so excited when I start pulling these cards. You found your truth. So they see you as the person who has done a lot of work. You didn't just plant the seed, you nurtured the plant, and as it continued to grow out of the ground, you continued to nurture it. So you planted that self-love within yourself. You've done a lot of work, and you've seen a lot of fruit from the work that you've done, just in the way you interact with people, like siblings or friends or coworkers or whatever. You can see the difference in the way that you interact in those relationships. They are saying you have done this work, and it has been you've been successful. So where they're trying to take you is to a place where I think it must be that every now and then you might revisit this old stuff in your mind, and it must be at the times that you kind of start thinking about dating again, and then you go back and you revisit this past stuff. But the universe is saying, no, 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 no. We have that cup for you too. That love of your life, that partner. Not that you need anybody, and they're not going to need you, but you're going to want each other, and you're going to fill each other up in ways that you never imagined. But in order for us to bring you there, we've got to get you to stop having this fear of the past relationships that didn't work out for whatever reason, or one relationship. So their advice card for you is strength. They're saying, go back within. Whenever this fear starts going up, coming up about, okay, well, I think I might be ready to date again. Maybe I'll go to that concert with my friends. If I run into somebody, if I meet somebody, then whatever it is that we tell ourselves. What if they're not nice to me, or what if they seem like everything I want? Then they're going to break my heart, or whatever. There is something that's got you a little bit hesitant to step out and go do that. But the universe is saying, we're trying to bring you to a place where you can look up and see what we've got for you, because we've got something special for you. So in order for you to be able to overcome that, they're saying you're going to have to continue to pull from the strength within you, the strength that you've cultivated within you, that during this time that they see you've been so successful at it. They're saying you're going to have to pull from that strength to overcome this fear. And sometimes pulling from that strength means releasing control, just like you did here, right? You did your part, and then you allowed the universe to do their part. You could not have taken that seed and busted it out of the earth to start growing. You could not have done that, right? So there's things with this that you just can't do. You just have to release it, just like you did with your self growth. You have to release the fear in this department too, just like you did with everything else. And it's going to take a lot of inner strength, because let me tell you something. There's nothing more courageous than allowing spirit to do their job, because that's scary, especially whenever you are somebody who is all in your head, and you're an air sign, so you get in your head sometimes, right? And especially whenever we're used to being in control of things. And in relationships, it's not about controlling the other person. We have to allow that to happen, and we have to allow spirit to bring us the right person. So they're wanting to bring you to a place where you allow this in, but you're going to have to rely on your strength of letting go of control to release this, because that seems to be what's keeping you from taking that step, from pressing that go button, right? Okay, God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, thank you for this message for our Gemini single friends. Please show us clearly, what is the PS? It's like every time that spark, you get a spark of inspiration about, okay, I think I'm going to go to this concert with my friends, my girlfriends, or whatever, or my boyfriend, or guys don't say my boyfriends, my guy friends. I think I'm going to go to this concert with this group of people. And you feel inspired to do it, and then you squash that spark, like you throw water on the spark before you ever get out. So you never have a chance to stoke it into a flame, an idea that you actually follow through with. And whenever you do that, whenever you're able to let go and do that, the universe has something special for you out there. Okay. God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, again, I thank you so much for my Gemini single friends. Show us clearly what's the PS for this message. What's the PS as we walk through the rest of this message for our Gemini single friends? Thank you for clear and concise messages, love, light, and prosperity, clarification, confirmation, and validation. Okay. I love God. It's like the very last thing you need to do. Put it to rest. Whatever that little fear is that's keeping you from taking that step, whatever that little fear is that's got you focusing on these little cups right here, they're saying, let it go. It's time for you to put it to rest. Bury it and be on top of it, because it has no right to keep you from living what Source, Spirit, Creator has in store for you. It's truly about trusting, right? This guy trusts 100%. He is so courageous. He says, I am going to, every step is going to be an inspired step. I'm just going to go out there. I'm going to trust that Spirit's got my back, that Spirit's going to guide me, and that whenever I step off of this cliff, Spirit's going to have something there for me to step onto, even though I can't see it, right? Total 100% faith right there. And it's time to put down the burdens of the fear, because it's weighing you down, right? And this is a 10, so you're ready to put it down. You may, in your mind, you may not think you're ready, or in your mind you think it's smart to kind of hang on to it, but Spirit's saying no, put it down. It's time to put it down, because they've got something so much better for you. There's that Ace of Swords again. Look, and this Ace of Swords has been in battle, right? Between the two different parts of yourself that you've been struggling with to not to overcome, but to merge into one, to marry together, to be friends with each other, those two different parts of yourself. And this one is victory. And this victory comes whenever you finally put those last fears down and have this kind of faith. There you go. Gemini singles, exciting read. I can't wait to hear in the comments about how this lines up with you. And in the meantime, we're about to move into daters, casual daters who have been having some very successful dates. We're not going to be talking to people who are attracting the wrong person or anything like that. We're going to be talking to people who are having some success with their dating. That's where we're going. In the meantime, while I'm putting the cards up, I do want to say thank you to everybody, all my subscribers. I'm so excited. The people who comment and share the videos and like the videos and all that stuff. Thank you so much. Those of you guys who ring that bell, that's so important to YouTube for some reason. But it also does notify you whenever I put up a new video. And if you're a passerby, thank you so much for stopping in. Welcome to our Spirit Mail community, and stop by anytime. It would be lovely to see you again. Okay, so now we're going to move on to victory and success with our daters, our Gemini friends who are dating or in and out of a casual relationship. I doubt that this card would be showing up if you're in and out of a casual relationship, because that kind of, unless that's what you want, because some people that's all you want. So, but it's about somebody who's feeling victorious wherever you are, whichever of those two situations it is. So God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, show us the oracle message that goes with this group of dating Gemini who are feeling victorious and successful in their dating scene. Oh, coming apart. Wow, that's very interesting. Let's see what's going on. The coming apart card is about sometimes it's better to let go, but you're feeling very successful in dating. So that's a oxymoron. Let's see what's going on here. They always have a way to bring it around. So now is the time to take separate paths. The coming apart card is assigned to put an end to what's no longer working for you. Has a commitment been broken? Perhaps you need to break a promise or change course because you took on more than you could handle. This is a perfect time to reassess your goals and values. Are your actions in alignment with what you believe in? Have you created a partnership that's not mutually beneficial? Separation, delusion, and dispersion are all in focus now. If someone wishes to break away from you, don't chase the relationship out of a sense of fear. The price you'll pay will not be worth the prize. Separation brings good fortune. So, how do these two cards go together? Okay, so perhaps you've been feeling very victorious and successful in your dating, and for whatever reason, recently something, that's not the message I got. Okay, I think I know what it is, but I'm going to start shuffling these cards. I feel like what's going on here is that you have been dating and you've been very successful with your dating. And perhaps there's two of them that you've been kind of back and forth with, casually dating both of them. And you're feeling very satisfied, but there's one of them that's kind of pulling at your heartstrings more than the other. And I think this is the other. And it's about that maybe it's time to let that go and be more focused on this. I feel like that's what this message is about. We're going to pull some tarot and find out. God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, thank you so much for the messages on the board for our Gemini friends who are dating. Give us some tarot, please. Show us a little bit more about this victory and success, this group of Gemini people who are dating or in and out of casual relationships. Please show us clearly, where do you see them? Where are you trying to take them? And what is your advice? We thank you for clear and concise messages. We thank you for love, light, and prosperity. And we thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. What is your message? Where do you see them? Where are you bringing them? And what is your advice? Okay. They see you at a place where you're ready to rebirth yourself. You're ready for a transition. You're ready to change something drastically, right? I don't feel like this is an ominous or ominous card. Ominous or I don't know how you say it. I don't feel like it's that. I don't feel like anybody's being secretive or anything like that to you or behind your back or anything. But because this is how they see you, and I feel like they're saying there's a part of you, of what you're doing, that it's time to put to rest. It's time to let it perish, let it go, because there's something somewhere they're taking you, and we're fixing to find out where. So if you're casually dating, that means you're dating more than one person, likely. So if you're dating more than one person, there's somebody or maybe a few people that they're asking you to come apart from, because they don't actually line up with who you are anyway. but there is somebody who does in this dating scene. So they're wanting you to move forward in your truth. Which one is it that actually does fill you up? They're wanting to bring you to a place where you're ready to go to the next step, right? The Knight of Swords, he moves in, like he doesn't get all tied up in his feels. Like he's not going to. Okay, so when I was younger, before I married my last husband, he's the one I was married to for 23 years. I was dating 3 different guys very casually. I was done with trying to find a husband. I decided I could handle being a single mom. I was good. I didn't need a man, all that stuff. In my heart, I really wanted one, but I was done with trying to find one. So I was dating these 3 different guys. And there came a time when I had to let 2 of them go because one of them was really in line with what I always wanted. And even though I had decided I wasn't looking for that anymore, it was very apparent as we continued to date that he was exactly what I was looking for. So this right here is if you're in casual dating relationships, it's time to move toward the one that you've actually been looking for, because he or she is likely in that mix. That's what I'm seeing. And it's your truth, and you know it's your truth, right? So your advice is pull from your inner strength. You know what? Okay, so the other thing I want to say about this is, so whenever you do something like that, whenever you finally break it off with somebody, you know, Gemini, you're a good person. So it's like, but I don't want to hurt their feelings, but they're so nice, and, you know, all that stuff. There's a way to do it. I mean, but you can't stay in situations at the detriment of yourself and your own truth. And if there is this person in this mix that is very, very compatible with you and exactly what you've actually been looking for, then it's unfair to you, and it's unfair to that person, and it's unfair to those other people to keep doing what you're doing. It's time to split those sheets. Well, that's not a good word. It's time to just let those other relationships go and move forward in your truth. So your advice is to pull from your inner strength. Pull from the truth of who you are, and allow the universe to handle the repercussions with those other people. That they are on a journey too. We're all on a journey, right? So you letting them move on, it's not going to break their heart to the point that it debilitates them. And it's not your responsibility to worry about that. You pull from your inner strength and allow Spirit to do what Spirit needs to do with those people. Be nice, be kind, but be firm. You know, cut the emotional ties, the heart ties out of it, and just say, you know, look, you know what, I think I'm ready to make a commitment to somebody, and because of that, we need to stop seeing each other. That there's nothing wrong with that, right? But we worry about hurting people, so we have to trust from the deepest part of ourselves that we're not, that they know that our intentions are good, that we've been up front from the beginning and all that stuff. Knowing who you are and understanding who you are helps you to also understand other people's journeys too, and that you're not responsible for that. So I feel like definitely they're moving you to, like, it is so time for you to be done with the dating scene, because there's something else that they're bringing forward for you with this one person amongst the group, and you know which one it is. They just tell me that. You know exactly which one it is. Okay. That's exciting. So God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, thank you so much for our Gemini friends who are dating casually. Thank you for the message on the table. We ask you now for the PS. We thank you for clear and concise messages, love, light, and prosperity, and we thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. What is the PS, please? So it could be that the one that you know is the right one is actually somebody you dated in the past. Maybe that's the case. But it could be somebody from your past that you didn't realize you were so connected to. And the connection is very pure, very beautiful, and very fulfilling. Look at all those cups. It's very fulfilling, right? So, and it could be somebody from a past life that you've had a connection with before in other lives, and that's why the connection you feel with them is so strong. But you know that the connection with this person is definitely a pull. There's a pull for you. You don't feel pressured, but you feel pulled to them. So, very interesting. Look, and it's okay. So, whenever you get the Empress, whenever I get the Empress, especially in a love reading, I feel like it's talks about this is something you've always wanted. Like I said earlier, whenever before I married my husband, I was dating him and a couple other guys very casually, and the more time I spent with him, the more I knew he was all those things that I had been gestating within me that I wanted, right? So it's like that's what this card is saying. This person is everything you've ever wanted, and you're the one who's been creating it. You've been creating it throughout your life. You've been asking for it throughout your life, and now it's ready to be birthed. It's here. It's here, ready to be birthed. The relationship that you've been looking for. And you get the Seven of Wands. So this is what some people call it a defensive card, like you feel defensive or you have to stand your ground or whatever. But I don't necessarily feel like it's so defensive or even stand your ground, but just that and that all of this other stuff that you were inspired, these other people that you dated or whatever, it's like one lights you on fire. One actually makes you feel full. One inspires you to be a better person, and all that stuff. It's like there's one. It's like you had some choices here, but only one really lights you up. And I feel like that's what this is saying. There's that one that you just can't stop thinking about. There's that one that when you think about them, sometimes you lose your breath and you get this feeling in your solar plexus and you just can't explain it. There's that one. So all this casual dating, it's time to let it perish. Come apart from it. Go toward the truth that you've always been creating for yourself all your life. And rely on your inner strength and the strength of your source to carry you through this process. Because there's victory and success ahead. Okay, Gemini daters, that was exciting. Okay, so now we're going to move on to couples, but while I'm getting all the cards back in place, again, I want to say thank you guys for all of the likes and the shares and all that stuff. And welcome to the passersby. Also, on Sunday night, we're going to be doing a live interview with a couple of our subscribers who are we're going to talk about spiritual things, like where are they on their journey? How did they start their journey? How did their journey begin? We're going to talk about ethical manifestations and stuff like that, and we're going to have a good old time. So that's going to be Sunday night at 7. So if you have time, join us. We'll be excited to see you. Here is the Suffering in Silence. So remember, I said this is about a coupled up Gemini, right? And the coordinating card in the tarot would be the Nine of Swords, which is unfounded worry. You're worrying for nothing, right? But in this particular deck, I don't feel like it's about unfounded worry as much as I feel like she has been doing a lot of work with her worry and with her mind games. And see how she's leaned forward a little bit? It's almost like she's not slouched over like she's defeated or worried. It's like she's leaned forward just a little bit, like, okay, let me hear you. And as she looks into the direction of all of this yellow and gold light, so it's like she's truly relying on spirit to guide her in whatever it is this situation is that's going on right now in your relationship. So we're going to find out what is the message from the Oracle deck. Enchanted Map, by the way, the Enchanted Map by Colette Baron Reed is the Oracle deck I've been using. God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, show us what's the Oracle message for our coupled up Geminis. What is the Oracle message for our Geminis who are in committed relationships and in the energy of suffering in silence, or looking to you for answers, looking for guidance at this moment within the relationship? Please show me clearly what is the Oracle message for this group of Geminis. I thank you for clear and concise messages. Thank you for love, light, and prosperity, and I thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. Show us the Oracle message for this group of Geminis, please. The spirit of the place. I love this card. Look how beautiful. And it's a 4. 4 is about firm footing, right? So I feel like the spirit of the place is talking about leftover energies and things. So hang on, we're going to see. 4. Okay, the spirit of the place. Authenticity is the essence of power. Okay? It says our ancient ancestors believed that every place has a spirit looking after it or embodying it, just as we have a soul. The plants, the trees, the birds, the mountains, the rivers, they all have their own essences. When the spirit of place arrives in your reading, it says that the answer to your query is in the overarching theme of your circumstances. Is your question about a struggle? The answer is to relax and let go of your need to control the situation. If your inquiry relates to finding love, then embody love rather than long for it. So once you find the essential truth that underlies your question and then name it, you'll discover the answer you've been seeking for. Your greatest power is your authenticity. Okay, so sometimes we think we're having a struggle about something, and it's not. That's not even what it's about. It's more about some kind of fear or vulnerability that we have that we've not healed or dealt with, right? So we're going to go ahead and pull some tarot and see where this story goes. And I feel like the card itself, the suffering and silence, and if you recall, I said I don't like that word suffering on there because I don't feel like that woman's suffering. And I feel like that's kind of where you are. It's like, it's almost like you're not suffering and not woman or man. I mean, it's not gender specific, but it's like there's something going on that you're concerned about. Something feels uneasy within you, but you're not really sure what it is. And so you're looking for guidance about it. That's just kind of my overall thoughts, but I'm going to see what the tarot says. God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, show me clearly, where do you see my coupled up Gemini friends at the moment? Where are you trying to take them, and what is their advice card? We thank you for clear and concise messages, love, light, and prosperity, and we thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. Okay. So they see you right now very committed. You are very committed to this relationship. I'm going to pull all the cards and then we'll go through it. They're trying to take you to a place where of actual personal fulfillment, emotional balance, emotional fulfillment. Wow. And their advice is to stop worrying, right? Because the Nine of Swords is about unfounded worry. And so their advice is to not worry. So how do we not worry? I don't know what the situation is because it doesn't say anything about that. But what it says, again, I'm going to go through this card real quick one more time. I'm sorry. But you've done some work, right? So I don't feel like you have all of this worry. I feel like you're at a place where you are seeking guidance. And maybe there is some worry because it's showing up. So maybe there is some worry there. Maybe you are suffering there. And that's why they made this card come out so I could quit so I could quit ignoring this word, because maybe you are suffering right now, worried about something in particular. But whatever it is, you're still committed to this relationship. Whatever the worry is, you're very committed to this relationship, mostly out of, I feel like mostly out of responsibility, mostly out of your vows if you're married, your word if you said you would be committed, married or not, because you think you are supposed to be there for whatever reason. Gemini, I feel like this is about that they see you being loyal and committed, and they're trying to bring you to a place where you feel fulfilled in yourself. So sometimes whenever we have this energy where we're committed because it's the right thing to do, we put ourselves on the back burner, right? And I feel like Spirit's saying, we don't want you on the back burner. We want you to love yourself and see yourself the way we love you and see you. We want you to be full, emotionally, unconditionally loving and accepting yourself, because we unconditionally love and accept you. And you have every right to stand in your power. You have every right to be loved, to feel love. You've been giving love. Mostly out of duty, but you have the right to feel love too, to receive back that love that you've been giving. And this worry is about what other people are going to think. And Spirit's saying, don't worry about that. Put those worries down. Release the worries to us. Let us have the worries, because it's too much for you to carry. It's unfounded worry. So it's like you're worrying about judgment, and you're worried about judgment from source, from Spirit. And it's unfounded worry because they love you just like you are. No matter what your decision is in this matter, they love you exactly like you are and for who you are, not for what you do. Okay? They have every hair on your head numbered. That's how much they love you and care about you. They want you to feel all those things that you tried to make sure others felt for many, many years. They want you to feel loved. They want you to experience that feeling from within yourself, from them, without worry about what anybody else is going to think, especially without worry about what they're going to think, because your worries about that are unfounded. They love you just like you are. This is pretty powerful, pretty potent. I'm going to pull the PS. God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, I thank you so much for this message for my Gemini coupled up friends. I ask you to please show us clearly what is the PS that goes with this message. We have the Empress, the Queen of Pentacles, and a lot of competition or everybody else's opinion. So, excuse me. I feel like I need to go back and read this Spirit of a Place. Okay, so this card right here, your advice card, is about relaxing, and it's unfounded worry and to let it go, and that's basically what that said too. But it also said sometimes the situation that we're in, sorry, I'm getting warm. There's like a there's a spirit of commitment and tradition that you're holding on to, that they're saying don't worry about that. I feel like this is uncoupling and everybody else's opinion doesn't matter. Okay, Gemini, that's it. Have a super duper day, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.